Hey, buddies. It is Saturday, February the 24th, and it is almost 6 p.m. And we had a very successful day leveling a couple headstones out at Crown Hill Cemetery in Pasadena, Texas, at the end of Ritchie Road. I told one of our top number one fantastic volunteers that after she posted a post about what all we did, that I would come under her post and make comments about the people, the burials, about the people whose headstones we leveled. And so I'm just going to do a quick video talking about these two people whose headstones we leveled today. The first one we'll talk about is Kermit Laura Jones. You'll see on the spreadsheet here, there's an E, Kermit or Kermite. I just now put that E there, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. I'm going to show you the Ancestry.com page I have for her. All the documents we have for her. I just looked at the census for 1920, the census for 1930. I looked at her death certificate and, excuse me, her Find a Grave memorial. But all these documentations has her name spelled with an E. The only thing that does not is the headstone. And that's not unusual, so to speak. Here is her Find a Grave. And I know I don't have the best camera angle on this. One of these days I will learn how to film the screen as I'm doing it. So this is the Find a Grave memorial photo of Kermit Laura Jones. This picture was taken a very long time ago. There was actually grass there that day, and looks like whoever did it might have been our volunteer John Abbott. He may have done this because it looks like they cleaned it before they photographed it. And you can tell from over the years, whoever was mowing or weed eating over the years, they clipped the edge of this headstone. So if you ever see that, that's what that is. That's probably common knowledge to most of you, but some people probably did not know that. I love that there's ivy leaves on this headstone. But Miss Kermit Laura Jones died. She was born in 1897. She died in 1937. She was 40 years old. Her death certificate says she died of labor pneumonia. I'm not familiar with that. You guys may have fun on a Saturday night doing a deep dive, Googling that, going on WebMD. I don't know if that means she was in labor. Of course, you know, I could go on and look at her family tree and see if she has children, anybody that was born that year. But I'm going to move on to the next person. But I just updated our spreadsheet and I put an E there because even though it's not on her headstone, and I generally like to use a headstone, but it's on all her other documentation. So I would rather use her death certificate, and because there's just so many documents with her name spelled with an E, I'm going to do that. So that's what happens when you have, I'm going to scroll through this list, when you have a list of 400 or so people, and yeah, maybe 20 of these are duplications because of married names and cross-posting. Oh, looky there. We got a text message from the group. Sorry about that. But you just don't have time for everything. And it's times like this when I'm going through and making, what I did was I came on here and found her spot on the spreadsheet, and then I made a notation in the notes, leveled her stone February 24th, 2024. That way, if it ever needs to be leveled again and somebody comes back to this document, oh boy, so going to have to do some editing there. I love that. Let's take a pause. Going to have to do some fun editing on those text messages. So if somebody in the future comes along and makes a notation that they did anything to the stone, cleaned it, leveled it, whatever, they're going to see this note is already here saying they leveled the stone in 2024. And then again, it'll show you if next time it needs to be leveled, if we need to do a better job. So let's go to the next person. The other person whose stone we leveled, we did so because of a big oopsie on my part. We had to level Martha Maddie Bell Gamble Clay. We had to level her stone because I used the new big giant lawnmower last Sunday. It's much bigger than my residential mower. It's much bigger, stronger, powerful, heavier. Matter of fact, I had to put a seatbelt on because every time I'd slow down, it would nearly pitch me off. And I realized after a while that I had to be super careful because it was so rumbly that if I were to touch anything with that rubber thing that shoots the cut grass out, if I were to touch anything, I wouldn't know it, because you know how you can feel things you're driving. If you run over something, if you touch something, you can feel it through the vehicle. That mower was so big, I couldn't. So imagine my horror when I circled back around the loop and noticed that I had touched this and tipped it over. I was absolutely horrified, because this particular stone is one that we paid a lot of money to, due to donations and volunteers. We paid a lot of money to have restored several years ago by a renowned cemeterian. So I was absolutely mortified that I had touched that stone. I pulled up a picture of it on Find a Grave. And so here's what it looks like. This is a picture that was taken many years ago. Let me move it over for you. And you can see it's almost like it's been sliced like a loaf of bread. So when this was, I believe this was before it was repaired. Matter of fact, I need to check the year. It was sliced in many places. It split like layers of a book. And now where it's repaired, it's a deep, deep crack straight up and then across and across again. So when I saw it laying on the ground, I was horrified. I thought, oh my goodness. I was all prepared to start a GoFundMe and pay for my egregious error on my own. I was just mortified. But look at this beautiful woman. This is Maddie Bell Clay. Let's go over to, I did not mean to do that. Let's go over to myancestry.com family tree for Maddie, and let's see her family. I believe she is Martha Rollins' daughter, but I don't remember everything. So let me check that. So Maddie Clay, another young lady that passed away very young, looks like. Let's go to her profile. So it says here, Maddie Clay, born 1902, died 1920. That is very, very sad. I don't see that there is a death certificate for her. There's something in newspapers.com, but I'm not going to go to that. Maybe that is a death certificate I have there. Let me see. Sorry, I should have done better. Yes, it is a death certificate, but it doesn't mean it's actually hers, because you know how these things go. Let's see. Yes, it sure is. Her maiden name was Dunn, actually, and it says her maiden name, her mother was Maddie Bell Gamble. So I need to do a better job of figuring out this family tree. So I'm going to go right back to the family tree to see who her mother was, because I think I could do a better job of that. Crown Hills tree. So here we are, Maddie. Just like I thought, she is the granddaughter of Martha Rollins. Martha Rollins has a very large family in Crown Hill. Her father was Josiah Rollins, and he is not buried there. Her husband, I have these red X's across names that they're not buried in Crown Hill, because this family tree is to show the family members in these family trees that are buried there. Looks like Maddie, her husband, John Henry Clay, is buried there as well. And her daughter, her son, and her grandchild. That is another stone that we were able to level today. We were absolutely thrilled when we stuck a pry bar under there, and I used my shovel and I cut out a strip of grass around all four edges, and we were able to loosen the stone, and we were absolutely thrilled that we could lift it up with our bare hands. Sometimes you have the very bad luck of finding a base stone that is hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and it was 6 women out there, and we can do anything but I don't think we could have pulled out the tripod and lifted that ourselves. It would have involved a lot of digging to get to it. So it was very, very good luck that it was a small stone that we could pick up with our bare hands. And if you go back to the Facebook post, you'll be very surprised as we were to see that. I don't know if when they were making the base stone, if they downed a couple of bottles of wine and threw them in the hole and then poured concrete over, or if they put empty wine bottles in the concrete base stone. But when we flipped it over, there was two, maybe one was a wine bottle and one was some other sort of bottle that over time had failed. So it had created a void in there. So that was kind of a funny, interesting thing to notice. So we were able to pull that base stone out. I got in my truck and rolled back around to where our storage room is, and we have a mound of sand or leveling sand. I can't remember. Mike Murphy told me what it is today. I don't know why I want to call it screening. No, limestone. That's what he said it was. It was crushed limestone. I remember now. And I filled up a couple Dollar General bags of it and drove the truck back around, and we dumped it in, leveled it out nicely, smoothed it, and then put the headstone back on top of it. And we all took a couple turns standing on top of it to level it. And we had out two levels with us. One I call Ruby, and the other level I call Second Opinion. So we had our levels out, and we got it all nice and was able to set the stone back on it. And it was very satisfying. And I'm very proud that us 6 women were able to level 2 stones in the span of 50 minutes. It was a great day. So these are the 2 people whose headstones were leveled today. It was Maddie Clay and also Kermit Laura Jones. We were able to level those 2 stones. I've notated them on the spreadsheet, the list of the known burials. It was a beautiful day today, and I hope there's a lot more days like this before the heat comes. If you get a chance to go out to Crown Hill, the wildflower project, the jury's still out. There's some weed wildflowers growing. We just need more water. I wish we had a way to get more water out there. I really hope that takes off. My fingers are still crossed. I'm really praying for that because I just think it will be a lovely thing to see a patch of wildflowers out there. So don't forget, our annual Voices of the Past will be Saturday, May the 25th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is our 7th year to do it. It's our most favorite thing that we do every year. We are bringing back again links and drinks. So for $5, you can buy a tasty, hot, sizzling off the grill sausage wrapped in a piece of bread with some chips and a soda. That is $5 donation. If you want to buy 5 of those, will be $20. So 1 for $5 or 5 for $20. So we're looking forward to having several actors out there. We're hoping we can get some people out there to do trios or barbershop style quartets. I'm hoping to get some Andrews Sisters type of boogie woogie bugle boy music out there. But it will be a wonderful day, Saturday, May the 25th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Crown Hill Cemetery in Pasadena, Texas. Thank you guys for all your support. We're so grateful for everything you do for us. Have a great weekend.